Welcome to another episode of Thoughts for Your Thoughts. This broadcast is with abstract landscape artist Caesar, well enthusiast and impersonator Jason, and I'm your host, Marcos. Please join us for some vegan psychedelic dance music by Omën Sounds. You know what didn't have RGB?
What?
Rockets.
Yeah.
Rockets don't have
Well, I
RGB.
thought that's what R stood for in RGB.
Rocket?
Yeah.
What's
Rocket
a GB?
what? What does the rest follow with? I want to hear this right now. Come on, bro.
Rocket, big, launch. The G is silent.
Please walk away from your own house right now. I
Heard
need you
I need you to join the podcast now.
So we're going to be replacing Caesar for charity. So, hi guys, my name is Karen.
You know, rockets do actually have RGB. I don't know what the fuck you're
Where?
talking about. Inside in the control panel.
The little monitors?
Yeah.
You talking about an LED panel?
Yeah. Those are RGB.
I really don't like you right now. Like,
Lawyered.
but
So what happened with SpaceX, bro?
the 9 years since the U.S. has launched a human into space.
Right?
I mean, Americans have been going to space through like the Soyuz program in Russia and stuff like that. But ever since I forgot, was it Endeavor? I think it was Endeavor. The space shuttle. One of the three main space shuttles. 9 years ago, 2011? No, 1. Ooh, no, 11.
9 years
19
ago?
years.
2001?
Yeah, no, space out.
2001?
Oh man,
2001?
I
This
said
is-
11.
This
and
is
then I
not your podcast, bro. This is not your...
Yeah, this is
You've
the-
been wrong about every single thing this whole time.
So 9 years.
Everything.
9 years is wrong.
No, I'm just saying.
But 9
everything
years
else.
is wrong.
I don't
Because
know.
I've been wrong about everything. So 9 years is wrong.
Probably.
There
I
you go.
wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't put
Google
it
it.
past
Let me
you.
know.
You brought the actually back. I know, keep going.
9 years ago.
It's
in
been 9
2001.
2011.
Yeah.
9 years. SpaceX sent people through the Dragon capsule on top of the Falcon 9 or Falcon Heavy. I think it's Falcon Heavy. Which was really cool. Both boosters actually came down and landed on the ship. No, it didn't have boosters.
And that's crazy
It
because
was,
that's the
it
first
was a single
time.
booster.
That's the
So
first
it's
time
a
they're
Falcon 9.
they're recycled, right?
No, they've been recycling for a while.
okay. I
But
thought that was the first time.
the first time that we recycled off a human launch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the main engine landed on the it's a really weird name of a boat. It's
Moby Dick.
Don't Worry, I Still Love You. That's the name of the boat. I
Mhm.
think. Don't Worry, I Still Love You. Which was really cool. It saves a lot of money by doing that. And then 19 hours later they docked into the space station. And yeah. Yeah. I knew you were gonna bring it up.
When you talk about your tweet,
I sent the group chat a message saying, because I was so excited. Mind you, I had passed out that day right before the launch, so I was in the hospital watching it. And I'm writing with one arm because my other one has 2 IV bags in it, and I misclicked the O and the I, and it. Yeah, 19 hours from now, it'll dig to the space station. It'll dig into the space station. and I think the other Caesar was like, "Whoa, the what?" Yeah. So they're already docked. They've been there for a while, and I think 2 months from now they come back. They have really cool suits.
Yeah, their suits are really nice.
Really
Like
cool
really
suits.
fire suits.
Somebody tweeted at Elon Musk that they should make jackets out of them, like leather
Oh, that'd be
jackets with
dope.
the same
That'd be
design.
dope.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty
And I
cool.
really want one.
That would be
Yeah.
dope.
If it's under $200, I'm buying it.
It's dope though because they were the first commercial, right?
First commercial flight. Now, commercial doesn't mean that they are taking in
Like they're not selling tickets.
Exactly, but commercial as in private company.
Right.
So it's a really cool time to see all that unfold, especially in the current times we've been on. And it was really nice, really cool. That's gonna lead up to a lot of stuff, especially sending people to Mars. That's Elon Musk's biggest, was like basically his whole foundation under SpaceX is to get to Mars. But I think this morning or yesterday he announced he sent a company-wide email to SpaceX to start shifting the rocket designs.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we know that we can launch humans to the space station, into making rocket designs that will be able to carry loads of equipment to build a moon base.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So
That's pretty cool.
That's
So,
gonna be a good shift.
Would you volunteer to be one
of
of those
course.
first ones to go
Yes.
to Mars?
Yep.
Really?
Suicide mission
You
all
would?
the way. Yep.
Really?
Oh fuck yeah.
Nah, I'd wait after
Nah.
the beta testing.
Yo,
Beta-
After it's all the
Software
bugs are worked
updates.
out, software updates, firmware updates, all that. Yeah, I'd wait.
Nah, dude.
Nah, I
I
don't think I
would.
could.
I would 100% say sign me up.
Really?
More
Yep.
power to you, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, how many years is it? 3?
Well, you wouldn't be able to come back, so it's a suicide mission.
Yeah, no, but it's
Yeah.
3 years in there.
If you
I think you're right.
when it used to be 3 years, which is what I told you, but then I did a little bit of research. SpaceX, with their current designs, they can actually make it in 8 months.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they do have to
shit.
wait a year
Mhm.
before the it rotates back
Right.
into being
And-
aligned, if not too
Damn.
far.
Exactly.
So it will be what 16 months. So that's a year and a half.
yeah.
So really 2 years and a half before round trip.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming they come back in that year.
Right.
That they
Ah.
if it's a 2-year mission, they have to wait the 2 years. So it'll be 3 years and a half.
That's wild.
That's crazy because they'll pay you a lot of money, but you'll never see it. Like if you're the 1st
You're
one to
in
launch-
Mars. Who cares?
Nah,
Marcos can't get a girl, so he has to leave to Mars.
he's gonna get a girl at Mars.
He's gonna hook up with a Martian named
They
Martha.
tell us that we have to we
Martha.
have to what is
Martha
it?
the Martian.
They tell us that we have to procreate up in Mars, and everybody's like, "Nah, I'm good
That's the only way Marcos could get laid.
for science."
So
Oh, man.
I was in the car with Marcus and I was telling him, I was like, you know how in like you know how in movies they portray like, we get taken over by aliens and shit like that?
Yeah.
What if we go to Mars and we take them over and we're the aliens?
Oh shit.
I mean, technically, we would be aliens.
Like all the movies that we actually made are about us.
Yeah.
Wait, so then does that mean that we always lose then? We're gonna try
Yes.
to take over, but then we just
That's what I'm
lose?
saying. What if we're those people?
But
Oh,
what if
fuck.
what if Earth go hard?
We could go hard, but what if we don't go hard?
I'm always hard.
Aliens would be like, "Damn, Earth go hard."
Yeah.
True.
I chose to ignore that, by the way. I think we both chose to ignore that.
I'm just saying some outrageous shit today.
Yeah.
I,
I
want to
looked-
see our reactions.
I looked at Jay and then I looked away. 'Cause I did not want to acknowledge
Did you look
that.
down because like, nah, he's not.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say some
I
wild
mean, I
shit.
wouldn't be able to tell anyways. But
Oh.
Nah, deadass. I'm just like swinging for the fences today. So.
The bully cast.
No, but okay. So the last time we sent people to Mars was
To
back
Mars?
in. I was,
I was like, Mars?
Damn, bro.
Damn,
Like,
bro.
did I
You
miss
the
that part?
future or
I
something?
missed that part.
oh
Damn.
shit, they know. Beat me up, Scotty.
We're all gonna be dead by the end of the podcast.
Man, teleports.
So the last time we sent people to space, right? It was in 2011.
Yeah,
That was
for
to the
9 years.
ISS,
To anything,
or was
In
that just
general.
space?
but it was to the ISS.
To the ISS.
The
Okay.
last mission was to the ISS.
'Cause-
So we had 3 space shuttles after, of course, the 2 space shuttles, the Columbus and I forgot the other one.
Was it Discovery?
Challenger.
The Challenger. That's what it was.
Which
yes,
is why
Challenger.
no other spaceship from NASA will be named with a C.
Yes.
That's not the time for that, right? Like after mentioning Challenger and Columbus, that's not the time for that. You know that. But
Sorry.
yeah. So they would no longer name a ship with the
Letter C.
Yeah, because of those 2 events. Because those were the only 2 shuttles that went out and both exploded.
Right.
Damn, bro.
But
Yeah.
that's partially the reason, and especially the Apollo failures outweighed more of the successes.
Right.
Mhm.
But that's the reasons why NASA got like defunded a lot, is
Yeah.
because people don't want to risk lives, but people forget that when we were like discovering land and all that fun stuff, like people lost lives in those.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the type of things that
Yeah.
risk and reward.
exactly.
It's
Like
high.
you have
High risk,
you
high reward,
you
yeah.
will lose lives, but the amount of lives you will save, the amount of like the amount of land you will be able to like claim and be able to actually like study from and do a bunch of stuff that we wouldn't be able to normally do just by discovering like a new island in Earth, you know, will be really cool.
Right.
Now, of course, we would hope that little casualties, but
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. I mean, but the same thing we saw back then with Christopher Columbus and that stuff, where governments were used to be the ones that were like, hey, let's go discover more land. Christopher Columbus came up to the Spanish kingdom and was like, hey, pay me, I'll get my team, I'll come back, and it's yours. Same thing's happening with SpaceX.
Right.
SpaceX is like, hey, pay me, I'll take care of everything, and you pretty much get it's gonna be for the United States, you know. Like
Right.
we occupy Mars, it's gonna be under the United States ruling. But
Mhm.
pay me and I'll get us there.
Right.
That's what he's doing.
Hmm.
So
Good comparison.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Makes sense.
history repeats itself and that kind of stuff. When governments give up and then we privatize.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, like, it is a big step, like, you know, towards space and aeronautics and stuff. But I don't know, like, the fact that it was done by Elon Musk is just like, that's the only part that, like, just kind of like takes it away from me. You
Really?
know? Yeah, because everything that man does is about marketing. Like, it's all a marketing technique for something.
It is
Like,
like a big
it's-
company.
He
He has to market somewhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, you know, like why he named his son the way he named his son, like you
True.
know, the what he named the Tesla
But that
models,
was-
the S, the 3, the X, and the Y, so it was sexy because he couldn't get the Model E. The whole reason he sent the Tesla Roadster as the payload was because why? It's a Roadster. It could have been a slab of concrete, but he sent a Roadster. Why? It's all, you know, big marketing campaign.
Well, the son was more about the girl than him though.
about
Yeah.
Grimes.
About
Yeah.
Grimes, yeah.
I mean, I
Just
don't know,
like-
it still gets you to talk about
It did get
It
to
did,
talk
Tesla,
about Elon
but like
Musk,
yeah.
most, I think only one thing was his, which was the
the
SR-12,
the
whatever.
A12. No, the E8. Yeah, the A12.
the A-12, whatever, with the spaceship or whatever. it was.
The rocket, not the rocket ship, the airplane,
airplane.
military airplane.
I mean, I don't know. It's all it just.
But I
all,
see your
like,
point.
It's all like just a bunch of marketing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I get it. Like the thing is, you know, you should let your ideas speak for themselves. They shouldn't have some kind of gimmick behind them. Like he's doing great work. Teslas are awesome. People love Teslas. SpaceX is doing a lot of great work. Like these things are already speaking for themselves, and
Yeah.
I think that the Tesla stock would be doing a lot better if Elon Musk was more like behind the curtains. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying like he shouldn't express himself and stuff, but I mean, he called that dude that was trying to save those kids a pedophile. You know,
Yeah, that he has his moments.
like it's just I don't know. Like at the end of the day, like yeah, like he built all these things. He has a lot of things. He has the Boring Company. He has SpaceX. He has the not a flamethrower, things like that. Like those are all cool, but at the end of the day, they're just marketing gimmicks.
Yeah,
You know,
Mhm.
something's like, oh, did you see what Elon Musk did? Elon Musk, and it's
but
like,
I mean, to be fair, when he's providing that much advancement in technology, a couple things are gonna have to slide.
I mean,
Now,
the-
of course, we're not like bad things, but like dumb shit, like you know, like him naming his kid whatever he wants, and the
Yeah.
sexy and the Tesla, like
Him saying the whole thing on Joe Rogan.
yeah, and
Yeah.
smoking a blunt and joking, like shit like that, like whatever, you know.
like, but that's the thing. It's like that's not like what I'm upset about.
No,
you know?
yeah.
It's like the fact is just it's like the dude is. I'm not gonna lie, like he's a little unstable. Like I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
That to a certain extent, like he's kind of unstable.
Mad
you know?
genius kind of way,
Huh?
a mad genius.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to also think about it. Like Bill Gates, you know, contributed significantly to advancements of technology. Did he or did he not? And then he's also donated millions and millions.
But I'm
But
pretty sure
different
he's.
time.
But I'm pretty sure Bill Gates is hiding some shit too, though.
Yeah, like
He's not
that's-
clean either.
No,
and,
but
and
I
also
mean,
it also
but
he
it's
comes from
all
a different time.
it's all behind doors, is what I'm saying.
Remember,
bro.
and he came from a time where he had to compete with Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs was a very meticulous person.
Yeah.
So he had to create a character to fight Steve Jobs.
So what, you
Greatest
think
company.
Elon Musk is fighting Jeff Bezos? Because Jeff
Well,
Bezos
what
is
is
like
what
the
are they
legacy.
fighting
No, but they're
on?
two different
But
things,
yeah,
though.
what are they fighting on? You know,
There's two
like
different
they're
things.
not really
They're two
fighting
different,
on.
yeah.
Jeff Bezos is moving the market as in how to buy stuff.
I guess, yeah.
How to get rich.
And
type of shit.
Acquisition, yeah.
And
They're pushing two different
Elon Musk
envelopes.
is pushing the how do you drive and how do you explore
Mhm.
business.
Mhm.
And along the lines, he throws in the boring company where he throws in flamethrowers and stuff like that. Well, not flamethrowers. But
I don't
know.
know. I think
still-
these are, like I said, I think all these brands could stand on their own and be in even better positions than, you know, if Elon Musk wasn't so public about these things. Because the thing is,
I
it's
think
like,
SpaceX.
think about it. Like when he smoked that, like I didn't care that he smoked the blunt on Joe Rogan. That's
But
not
people
what I'm saying.
did.
Exactly. And the Tesla stock fell significantly, right? Like a lot, like harsh, right? And then,
I think one thing that's going to kill him though is stubbornness.
yeah,
Because when he did that in the market crash, he said, "I don't care. It's going to come back up.
yeah,
Whatever."
But was he right?
I did.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like there'll be a time that, God forbid, that we lose Tesla because of him. But there might be a time where he might not be right.
That's true. That's
You
true.
know, and his pitfall will be what Caesar's saying.
Yeah,
He's
that's
too
true.
far present. God forbid that happens. Because-
Especially now with cancel culture, bro. Like
Fun, fat
you
thing.
know, like Tesla's doing great work, right? Their cars
Yeah,
are really
but, you know,
efficient,
But
they're clean, but you have the person like with cancel culture, bro. Like he slips up,
That's
does
it.
something inappropriate, like that's it. People stop buying Teslas.
yeah, but then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna resign, step away,
Yeah, and
blah
then
blah
somebody else
blah,"
takes
and then
over.
someone will take over, and then Tesla's back to being great.
Yeah.
Woo!
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Tesla's
I don't know if
beyond
you
the
can-
cars.
I don't know if you can do that because I mean, I understand like
He's
yeah,
CEO. It's private. He has a board because he has stock.
he has stocks, but
So he no longer fully owns the company.
I
he
know,
has to
but I think he's still
responsibility.
majority shareholder.
Then he sells them.
They can't force him to sell if he's majority shareholder.
But he
if
can.
he holds more than 51%.
Yeah, but okay. But do you rather take a cut, sell most of them, and then still get paid at the back end from stocks?
Well, that all depend on him because he
I
might
know.
not do it. Like you said, he's stubborn.
yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like he'll just resign, like, "Oh, I'm not CEO anymore."
But-
you know what I'm saying? Blah 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 blah.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think that he would be to the point where he takes on the company with him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think so either.
Hmm.
Because I feel like most people now that they do mess up when it comes to a company, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna step away and resign."
But at the
Well,
same
I
time,
know,
I
you gotta- you
cannot
gotta-
not see
Yeah,
it.
I mean, think about it because he almost did that with PayPal.
Yeah,
So
which is that I was gonna bring that up. All this SpaceX stuff and Tesla stuff started because of PayPal.
because of PayPal,
He
Yeah.
started PayPal.
that's fucking
him
crazy.
and some other people.
yeah. And
crazy,
and sold the company, took his share, and started SpaceX and Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But another thing too. Have you heard of Virgin Galactic?
Yeah, I have with Richard Branson, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's trying to do the similar thing in Europe.
But real quick, before we get into Virgin Galactic, Richard Branson's not. He's a playboy.
Yo, for real.
But he's a private playboy. That's the thing. Like everything he
It's not
does is
private
behind-
if we know about it.
It's behind closed
To
doors,
be
bro.
honest.
Like the thing is, he gives the illusion that he's a he started in his own commercials and whatnot, and he had a bunch of shit. But the thing is, it's like he's nowhere near in the public eye as what Elon Musk is.
That's true.
Like-
But he also doesn't have
like-
a company that is making so much headway either.
That's
To be
absolutely
in the
true.
limelight.
That's true.
Because
That's true.
Virgin Atlantic and Virgin, it's Atlantic is something else.
All the groups, yeah.
Yeah, and then Mobile, which I think he ended up selling to Sprint at the end of the day.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
But
all
Virgin
the-
back then was
yeah,
the shit though.
yeah, and of
Yeah.
course, and it still is in Europe.
Yeah.
Virgin is actually like a main carrier in like England and stuff like that. But those companies have been along too long for people to care about them.
Yeah.
Like Virgin Galactic will be his next
Thing.
move in the spotlight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, I just want to talk about like how he's pushing the envelope on that, like how he wants to be the first commercial company to like actually sell tickets and stuff like that and to take people to space.
How much are they?
Suborbital space.
How much are they again?
Well, supposedly when the website was up and they were taking it, so if you want to do you can reserve your seats. It's $1,000 down payment, but
Okay.
it's refundable.
Okay.
And then the ticket supposedly is like $250,000 per ticket.
So that's suborbital just travel flights. So like basically to get from here to Australia in like 3 hours instead of, you know, what it was.
Yeah, some people are
17,
calling it
18
like,
hour
yeah,
flight.
they're calling it like a space cruise.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
Because
much.
you're
It's
going
about
up
50 to 60,000 miles in a year.
Yeah.
So it basically be like two jets taking you up, and then they separate, and then you keep going up, and you like stay there for a little bit, and then just come back down.
Yeah.
Which they just had their first successful launch with humans.
Right. Oh,
That was
that's
two
pretty cool.
pilots and someone else.
Yeah.
I think it was both of them were military pilots. I think
Yeah.
they were contracted.
Wow.
Mhm. So that's their first step.
So Virgin Galactic is trying to do it in the way of like they're trying
Travel.
to travel.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
have
you know,
people see
intercontinental
space and
travel and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like,
Prove that the Earth is round.
because they're building
A lot
they're
of people are gonna be
building
disappointed.
a spaceport
Yeah.
in Texas or New Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, which is literally an airport, but for space travel.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
and Virgin Galactic is one funding most of it because
Yeah.
it's coming for them.
and the
Really.
fact that Elon Musk and SpaceX were successful helps them push their
Yeah,
envelope
it's
too.
gonna. Yeah, now that people, I'm assuming a lot of people that were waiting to fund Virgin Galactic were waiting on SpaceX.
Mhm.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
I
legit.
would assume so.
Would you pay or like?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
I mean, if I had the money, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, they said that in 10 years, their hope within the 10 next, if they do get it, because it's supposed to actually be launching, or they want it to be launching by 2021, at the end of 2021,
Mm-hmm.
and have like the actual stuff going through. But they said within the next 10 years, obviously 250,000 won't be that. It will be a lot lower.
Yeah.
Right.
But it'll still be probably like
and they're
unreachable
saying
for the
that
middle
if,
class.
if it does take off, like the industry can be about like $3 billion.
Yeah.
That's
I
big.
believe it. I
Well,
mean, think about
imagine
it. Like,
how fast.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would pay for
A
that
couple
shit.
hours to get to Australia compared to 13, 14 hours.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
But I would love to see that shit.
That'd be pretty cool.
I would pay to go see. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That might just pioneer like the next traveling system, like air traveling.
Mhm.
So
We were supposed to have flying cars by now, so I don't know.
were we really? Or was
according to movies and cartoons.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Mhm.
That's what I
we
figured.
were. Absolutely, 100% supposed to have it.
I think space is cool, man. Well, it's scary too, but
It's vast.
what do you think is more scary, the space or the ocean?
Ocean,
Ocean for sure.
100%
Oh
ocean.
man, there's so many things down there that we still don't know about
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and that we can't see.
Yo, facts.
Mm-hmm. True.
That's the good thing about space. Like you can't see throughout the whole space, but you can see around you.
Yeah.
You know, like especially if the sun is on your side. You can't see underwater if there's
I was watching a podcast with Joe Rogan. He had like someone that was on the show that he was in the water for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the boat that tipped over.
Oh no. Was
No,
it the people
no.
that lived underwater?
Yeah, that lived underwater for
I
2
know
weeks.
what you're talking about. Yeah, they
Oh, I
lived
didn't know about
underwater
that.
for like 2 weeks.
It was like 60 miles, I think,
Yeah.
or 60 miles.
Did they
60
have like
feet? I can't remember.
Did they have like a capsule?
I think it was like 60
underwater?
feet. Yeah, like that, like a little submarine in the where they were at, stationed on the ground. But they would like just leave it and go out and like
Swim
they-
around. and
swim
stuff.
around and stuff,
Interesting.
and then skydive, scuba dive obviously and shit.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool, and they would like take shits in the ocean and shit, like when they had to go take shits and stuff. Now he was telling stories and stuff, and how he ran into like fish and all that shit when he was taking shits, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? But I don't know, like I can't. You imagine
Popping
living
a
2
squat.
weeks under the water?
No,
No.
I'm good.
I couldn't do it.
Notice I'm ready to sign up for Mars, but I'm not going to be underwater.
I
Yeah.
don't blame you. I'm not ready to sign up for any of it, but you can go ahead and do it, bro. More power to you.
I would no. I deeply. I think I'd rather die by asphyxiation in space than die by drowning.
Yeah.
I think
They
that's
both
why.
sound terrible.
No, they
both
do.
Absolutely sound
But if I
terrible.
had to choose, I think I'd rather just. Yeah,
I'd
Yeah.
rather.
because honestly, if you take off your helmet, you die almost instantly in space.
I don't want to think about this. Moving
Damn,
on.
bro, that'd be crazy. Imagine that.
Yeah, you just
You just one
You
breath of air,
depressurize
one, and that's it.
you're done.
It's a wrap.
Compared to being underwater, where you're literally fighting for your life, and all
And
your
then you
systems
pass out.
are panicking. You pass
Right.
out, and then you die from drowning.
Yeah,
Because you actually don't die from not breathing; you die from drowning.
yeah.
Like water goes in your lungs, and that's when you die. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'd rather die from just taking off my helmet in space and done.
It's good because it's quick.
Yeah, it's quick,
Yeah.
easy, painless. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
I'd rather just not die.
I mean, you are
True.
one day.
I'd rather just
We all
still
die.
be alive.
You're gonna die one day, bro. It's okay. We all are.
Gaston, RIP, he's not here right now, but he wants Elon Musk to build a Gundam.
I don't want to die. But you know whose career is dead? Or should
Drew
be?
Brees?
Yeah, Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Well,
Career.
before we get into that though,
Quick shout out to Gen Shock. They're on YouTube. I think it's Generation Shock 2020. That's their actual YouTube name. With Josue, Lewis, Brian, Gaston, and Nelson. Gaston's there every once in a while. They showed us that's where shouting them out.
all right. So he was one of Caesar's points in their discussion that they were having, and they gave us a quick shout out. So we have to do the same and give them a shout out.
Return the love.
And their show's actually really good. I've been listening to it, and so yeah,
you guys should give it a listen. It's much more structured than ours. They don't talk over each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't hate each other.
That's also true.
No, I think Brian hates Nelson. Yeah.
Oh.
I actually really like listening to Brian talk.
Hold up. Let's do the what is it? The gossip part of the podcast. Ooh, what's the gossip there? Brian hates Nelson.
Brian just hates everybody.
Yeah. Nice.
I can see that.
Yeah, me too. I can too.
Love you, Brian.
I'm not gonna
Please
lie.
don't
When
yell at
Brian
me. I know you're not my supervisor anymore, but please don't yell at me.
I'm not gonna lie. When Brian would come to my department and tell me what to do, I get a little pissed off. And we're like, "Go back to computers, bro. It's okay."
Oh man.
Love that
But
guy.
it's all out of love.
Brian hates Nelson, but we ship the Lewis and Nelson relationship. We ship that. And then the Josue and Brian relationship, it's a little iffy, so we're not
They
sure.
need some work.
They need some work, but
The Gaston Brian relationship is A1.
that's A1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us for the Gen Shock 2020 fan cast. We'll see you guys next week on.
We'll be having what is it? Fan art? No, not
Oh
fan
yeah,
art.
we're gonna do fan art and fan stories.
fan
as
stories.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
where
I
we
met Lewis from Gen Shock.
yeah.
He works at my store.
My store.
no, we love those guys. We do.
Yeah, we do,
But,
we do.
Um,
But
yeah,
leading up to the victories, real quick.
yeah.
From the last podcast to now, the America Today podcast, there's been a lot of small victories, but still victories. The day of or the day before we recorded that podcast, they announced that all 4 officers were charged with murder in some form. The 3 officers that weren't directly on his neck were charged with or being charged with 3rd-degree murder. The arresting officer who was arrested for and being charged originally for 3rd degree. Now he's being charged for 2nd degree murder and manslaughter. And I think there's something, it's like aggravated assault, whatever the case may be. So that's really good. Of course, we still haven't been convicted, but the process is still going for that. Breonna Taylor, the EMT that was shot in her sleep, on a incorrect house raid. The officers weren't charged, but the FBI has reopened investigation into those officers. So that's another victory.
Mm-hmm.
Minneapolis is going to defund their police.
No,
and
they announced.
they announced
that
that
they're
they
gonna
will
try.
be announcing.
They're gonna try.
Yeah, they announced that they're going to do an announcement about them defunding their police and
Taking
swapping
other
over
measures.
into a more citizen-driven, community-driven task force, which is really, really big because of the fact that Minneapolis is one of the main reasons why this all started, because Minneapolis has a long history of police brutality against Black people.
Don't they owe restitution? Some like $120 million in restitutions.
Yep. Yeah, so
For wrongful death.
they are very, very, very a leading reason why a lot of this protest is going on is because of them.
That's insane.
Which you would think, I'm not going to try to get too much into it, but you would think that after so much, somebody would try to intervene and just step in and say, hey, are you guys okay? But we're not going to get into that. We're here to talk about the victories. There's something else.
NASCAR and
NASCAR
Marines.
and the Marine both denounced the Confederate flag. NASCAR is no longer allowed attendants to wear anything Confederate flag related, including flags, in the pit stop or in the center view or in the stands. And the Marines said that if you are an active Marine, you can no longer have anything Confederate flag on you, in your equipment, in your car, nothing. If you are active in a base, inside a base, you cannot have a Confederate flag at all. So a couple victories. Of course, the fight's not over. There's still a long way to go. There's
Far
still a lot
from
of
it,
things to do. We still encourage you out to protest in your local protest as much as you can. If you're comfortable with it, if you're not, sign up to petitions,
donate.
literally any petition that has to do with right change. Read it, sign it, send it. Real quick, if you Google Resist bot, there's a bot that you can text to and you can write to your Congress people. They will ask you questions through text message, like what's your local zip code, like all that stuff. It'll confirm everything with you. You write a text message, they send it out to your Congress. You don't have to do anything. They will take care of it. It's a nonprofit organization. If you like what they're doing, also donate to them. That's how they keep active. A lot of things to do, a lot of way to go, but we're heading the right steps. The protest, the fight's not over. One thing that I was going to mention, can we do links in our descriptions?
In some platforms. So they work, I believe, they don't work in Spotify. Spotify took out all links. They work on YouTube.
Okay.
They work, I believe, on Apple Podcasts.
So let me do this. I'll say the link and then we can tie it to the ones that we can, and I'll send it to you so you can make sure we get that on there.
And they work on PodServe as well.
Sweet. Let's gotta find the actual link real quick. There is a link that you can go to that would essentially has all the resources for you to find stuff. It's blacklivesmatters.card with 2 R, so CARRD.co. So that's again blacklivesmatters.carrd.co. We'll put that in the description for the platforms that we can, but go there, sign up to the things that you can, sign the petitions that you can, because we still got a long way to go. But in the time that we have been protesting, change has been happening. So,
and it's Matters with an S, right?
Yeah, Matters with an S.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. And do you want to move on to Drew Brees?
Yeah, we can move on.
All right. So what was it, about a week ago? Drew Brees did a interview with Yahoo Finance where he said that he could never support anyone who was disrespecting the flag.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. He talked about did he talk about Colin Kaepernick?
Not specifically.
Not specifically,
but pretty
right?
much.
Well, because the question was like, if obviously in the past there's been troubles with kneeling during the anthem and stuff like that, but if your colleagues decided to bring it back in 2020 and protest for what's going on right now and everything, not exactly, but he basically just worded it like, if they started protesting again that same way that they did back in 2015, how would you feel? And then that's when he said, like, I don't think it's ever right to disrespect the flag and this and that. And that's why people got mad, because it was just like, you need to, before you address that at all, you should probably think about why, they're doing, why they would protest in that way and the significance of that. So he just went on to that part instead of realizing and listening to what people are actually protesting about.
Some of his teammates tweeted out, they were like, he doesn't know, like, Drew Brees isn't it. And Drew Brees is someone who I know for a long time he was one of mine and yours favorite quarterback. Mm-hmm. He was always like exciting to watch. He was clutch, and he's done so much for Louisiana, and Louisiana is predominantly black. Yeah, like that the whole culture down there and everything. Not especially Louisiana, but New Orleans, especially New Orleans. It's predominantly black, and so, like, what he did after Katrina, how he helped all those people, and then with the pandemic and stuff to help feed kids and families and stuff, donating millions of dollars to that. It's just strange how he could be so far removed, where it's like, it's what happened when Colin Kaepernick kneeled, where he said, hey, I'm kneeling for, to protest against police brutality, to show that Black Lives Matter. And all people saw it at was a sign of disrespect to the flag. Yeah. And it's, again, they missed the big picture. Everybody was so outraged about the flag that they didn't look at what it was he was protesting. Yeah, they spent it well. Exactly. Yeah. So it was spun, like, really, really badly, and it kind of put everything that he was working towards in the dark. Yeah. And so, like, this coming from someone who is such an icon, like such a figure, such a, like, honestly a hero in that city. Like, I think he kind of just should have retired after that. I think even though he apologized and he's talked to a lot of people about what was going on, I don't really think you can really recover from that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are still gonna hold it to him, especially for a little bit. But I don't know. I don't think retire. I don't think retire. But he definitely, and I think he does. But I think he definitely needs to understand that what he did was not right. Like
Insensitive.
it was very insensitive, you know.
Especially in the
Especially
time.
given the time. But
Especially
no, but I mean,
that it was almost right after everything.
Mhm,
So
yeah.
it's like, it's really, it was such a bad timing, you know, like
Exactly.
really, really bad timing. And I personally obviously disagree with what he said, because I don't think it's ever about the flag. But if he really did think about that, he could have definitely worded it a lot better. You know, he could have been like, I understand of why they're protesting this and that, but in my beliefs, how I was grown up or whatever, because he had like 2 military grandfathers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I was raised to respect the flag
Mhm.
or whatever, right? But at least acknowledge that you understand
Exactly.
why they would do that, and you would
still
you wouldn't, like,
support them.
exactly,
Either way, you
yeah.
would still support them because
but in your views, you know, you probably wouldn't completely agree.
Exactly.
Well, that's okay, but he just went so straight on to the flag and ignored everything else that it was just like,
Mhm. But the thing is, it's like I think he's kind of lost that locker room. You know, like to a certain extent. I don't know if I mean, imagine that. Like
But-
all these things are going on, and the person you look up to as a leader says something like
Yeah,
this. Like,
but-
how do you how do you?
But a lot of players too, like they did tweet when they were mad, but then a lot of them afterwards, like we had conversations and we made them understand this and stuff like that from the New Orleans people itself, and they had a whole locker room meeting like a couple days after that too. So I'm pretty sure his teammates let him have it, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, I think he understands now. I'm not saying it's right or anything, but I just don't think it's retired type of thing though. I don't think it's that level yet.
No,
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. We'll see.
Especially
I mean, think about it. Like
if his
they were
teammates
give
truly
this,
believe that, then
Yeah.
you know, especially Alvin Kamara, he tweeted, he was like, I had to sit a little bit and analyze everything, and then I had a conversation with Drew, and I let him know like it was really insensitive. It was just a terrible thing to say, whatever. But we had our talk and we resolved the conflict or whatever. So you know, like I think his teammates are also, you know, putting in the effort as well as he is
yeah,
to make him understand and show him.
No, I get you.
Their
I mean, if
side.
he is the leader that he says he is, he's gonna win that locker room back.
Yeah.
And we all know that he is. But the thing about it is, and the reason why I said like he should retire is because like you have to think about it. The NFL is predominantly black,
Yeah.
right? There's more black athletes in the NFL than there's more black athletes in the NFL than there are any of any other race.
Okay.
Right. So the thing is, you know, when you say that and the majority of your teammates are black, like it is kind of really insensitive, you know?
Yeah,
it's
for real.
it's really ignorant.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are in this city with
Mhm.
all these people, again, who are going through something at the moment, and you don't look past the fact that this is bigger than just a flag, that you're valuing the life of someone else less than you're
Yeah.
valuing a flag. You know, it's
Yeah.
just, it's really insensitive.
But
and you have to remember, this was the guy that they were going to give the Monday night like announcer spot to, like
Yeah.
hands down.
Yeah.
They wanted him to become the announcer for Monday Night Football.
But you think that's a bad moment and a thing that you can grow from, or do you think that makes him a bad person?
I think this is going to be a career defining moment, is what I'm saying. I think no matter
But no,
when you bring Drew Brees in conversation in the future moments, you're always going to bring this up. This is always going to get brought up. I think
for a
this
while,
is,
yeah,
this is
for a
going to be a
little
big asterisk in his career.
I
really
can't
do.
agree with that.
I know, I do. I think
You think it makes him a bad person?
No, I don't think it makes him a bad person. So
Because
here's the thing.
he's done a lot of good.
He's done so much good. He's done more good than he's done bad.
Yeah.
But because of the time, because of the climate, because of everything, when people talk about how great Drew Brees is, they're always going to bring this up. Always. Everybody's going to say, yeah, but. And that's unfortunate. That's an unfortunate side effect of the thing. He had an amazing career.
I think he still has time to recover from it.
He's done so much. Maybe he will, but I think this is always going to be a stain on his otherwise
and he already
very
has
clean reputation.
I mean, obviously he's going to apologize, but he has apologized like I think 3 different times in 3 different ways.
Yeah.
And I think he generally shows that he understands he messed up, and I think he generally shows that, you know, it's time for him to listen, like how he said it's time for listen and time for me to shut up.
Yeah.
And just listen to my peers and what they have to say. And I think that's, for me, that's why I think it's kind of genuine, because it's like, he showed a good point where really needs to listen.
I fully believe that.
And I think that takes a lot for someone to step back and be like, I messed up and I need to listen and this like that. Because a lot of people could have just been like, whatever.
Yeah, no,
like,
I
you guys
agree.
are being sensitive or whatever.
Or
that's my beliefs and that's what I believe and blah, 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 blah. But he really, really did step up and be like, I messed up and it's time for me to listen. And I think that was a good point in the right direction.
Right.
As far as from what he did to what he's doing now.
Yeah.
Now he still has a lot more to do. Like obviously actions are louder than words.
Right.
So he still has a lot to show. And maybe we won't see much of it, but hopefully his teammates can see the actions and
that he's gonna take and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and like show.
So like I said, I don't think he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't think that what he said, like he in the moment maybe he meant it, but afterwards, like,
when
I
he
think
realized,
he fully understood like what he did was wrong. And it's like he even said it himself. He's like, ever since he said what he said, him and his wife were getting death threats, and so now he understands. He's like, this is what it's like to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it would be like if I was Black. And the thing is, it's like people have to have the sympathy to be able to put themselves, or the empathy, to put themselves into that position to feel that way, to understand that thing. And so I just think it's going to be, honestly, it's going to be a career, not career defining, but I just think it's going to be something that is always going to be an asterisk in his career.
Yeah.
The fact that he said that. And that's the part that sucks. That's the part that's sad. Because again, one of the most talented quarterback, the most giving, the most welcoming, like, you've seen all the videos of him interacting with his, like Black counterparts, his teammates and stuff. And they all respect him. They all love him.
Yeah, at the Pro Bowl, he has,
exactly.
He always shows like he's with like Russell Wilson kids and all that stuff like that. And
exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
He was the one person who you could have told me. I would have believed Phillip Rivers. I would have believed Andrew Luck. I would have believed anybody else. Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, anybody. I would have never believed it if it wasn't written in paper from Drew Brees. Yeah, never.
But you just got to see he's also been raised that way. So
yeah. So that's all I'm saying. Is just, I think this is always going to be a little asterisk in his career, and that's the part that sucks because he's done so good, so much. Yeah. Good. But at the same time, I think he can get that trust back. I just think after he said it, a lot of people were kind of asking for him to retire because everybody was like, "What the fuck," And I'm not gonna lie, I was partially one of them because I'm like, how could you do this?
Especially in the time they were.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
it was so insensitive, man. Yeah. That was crazy.
I don't know, but I mean, could you say the same about in the case of Colin Kaepernick ever came back? Colin Kaepernick will always be to a group the guy that disrespected the flag, of course, in quotation marks.
Yeah.
So I don't think it matters in what side of the field you're on. Of course, Drew Brees is definitely in the wrong when he said that. You'll have an asterisk on your name.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what field. You say something that appeals to one side, you will always have an asterisk on your name to the other.
So yes and no, but it's going to be the same Martin Luther situation where right now, like back then, everybody was mad at him for that. And it's like I said last week, like, after so much time has passed, that approval rating is going to skyrocket. Yeah. And a lot of people are going to realize they were on the wrong side of history.
No.
And so it's going to be the Martin Luther situation.
No,
the Drew Brees thing is never going to be the Martin Luther situation.
No.
Ever.
You're right. But I think as an NFL career, he will have that. And the same thing with Colin Kaepernick. They will both have that asterisk when it comes to the NFL. That's because, true. I mean, long time after, he won't be an NFL player because he probably will be dead years and years and years and years down the line. And that's when people will be like, "Oh, damn, maybe Colin Kaepernick was right."
Well, no, people now are already saying.
Well, I'm saying like
I mean,
a majority.
The NFL already said he was.
Exactly.
They didn't mention his name, but they clearly just said like,
But I'm talking about like as a majority because there's still a majority that believes that Colin Kaepernick is still wrong.
Yeah,
I think they both will have their asterisks.
Yeah,
but in current time.
Yeah. So the thing that pissed me off the most, like the most out of everything that happened, was that 45 tweeted, he was like, "Don't kneel," like, and talking to Drew Brees. Like, he pretty much subtweeted Drew Brees, and I was like, this was after he had apologized and everything. Like, he was how he apologized. He talked to a lot of athletes. He He went to a lot of them and said like he realized he messed up, and a lot of them talked back, and then he, like you said, he apologized in 3 different ways. But 45 subtweets him. Like, what are you doing subtweeting a football player dealing with a PR issue, essentially?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to figure out what the heck is going on and how to fix these protests, like help people with what they're protesting.
It
like,
fits his narrative.
Because 45 just wants attention, bro.
Like,
It
what?
fits the narrative.
That's what pissed me
that he
off.
wants.
Where it's like, dude, like, you're in charge of a whole country. Why are you worrying about this
What was
one
the-
issue over here?
What was the big thing that you said last podcast? At the end, what was it?
It's something to add to his resume.
No.
Oh, well, then I said a lot of stuff like that.
The biggest thing you said was divide and conquer.
Yeah. United we stand, divided we fall.
You
This is
have to divide. It doesn't matter in what field you're in. The more you divide, the more you'll be able to conquer.
Yeah, this whole flag situation's a big thing in the biggest country. I mean, the biggest sport in this country.
Yeah.
That 100 million people follow.
And let's even pretend it's not even like the biggest sport. Let's go into other sports. Every American sport starts off with the same way.
The
national
national
anthem.
anthem.
Yeah.
Yep. And people
No,
still.
but like this started.
Yeah.
you know,
Of course, but I'm
yeah.
saying like this is such a controversial topic for no reason, because if in the MLS or in the NBA, if any of those athletes did that, they would catch headlights immediately.
Well, they did that. They did do that, and so, like in baseball, and they did it in the other leagues.
And they caught flames for that.
and then they couldn't do it. In the NBA, it will never happen because they have an actual rule that says they have to stand.
Yeah.
And they'll
But that's
get
what I'm saying.
fined
If
and all
you
that.
do that, you get fined. Like, it's still controversial.
Yeah.
Like, something that shouldn't happen, they're being penalized. I mean,
Yeah.
something that should be freedom of speech, they're being penalized.
But the thing is, because the NBA is so much smaller, as the number of like players and superstars and stuff,
yeah.
they have more of a freedom to really use their platforms to
on social media.
Yeah. So the thing is that NBA players don't have the same limitations that NFL players do. So the thing with NBA players is like LeBron. LeBron has done a million wonderful things off the court, right? Like, he's helped so many people, so many schools.
Started a whole elementary school.
Exactly. So but he can use his platform for that, you
Yeah.
know? Like, he can use the fact that he got famous and rich off of basketball to help with all that. And he can say things that he wants to, you know, pregame, postgame, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? But he can do all that, interviews, and the NBA will back him. They will. They absolutely will. Why? Because they
believe
know,
him.
they believe in
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
They're more of a world sport. too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
But what I'm saying, I'm not trying to like justify. I'm just saying, like, as in like, it doesn't matter what sport in America. Like, that's such a big thing. Like, if anybody does it, they'll catch headlines. So I can't even imagine what NFL would be, because I can't, because it's happened before. Like, how much traction that gets
yeah.
being the biggest one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like that's
Yeah.
that's what I was at the
Mhm.
point of divide and conquer, where it's like
Exactly.
you're the biggest sport in the biggest country, and has the most followers and stuff like that. Besides football overall, but in this country, 100,000 million people follow that sport.
Yeah.
And it's easy to have people on one side and then the other.
Yeah.
So.
That's
But yeah, he
very
definitely
true.
needs to be worrying about other stuff than
There's
the
so,
NFL
so
right
many
now.
more important things than what Drew Brees said.
Even when that whole thing was happening about when Colin did started, like,
Yeah.
I don't think his input was needed at all.
Mm-mm.
Because
he was running for president when that started.
like
But you know why he said something?
Hmm.
Because since he was running,
it
it brought attention to him,
and his
the people that
supporters,
he wanted
Yeah.
for him to
Yeah.
vote. They wanted people to vote for him. Now knew about Trump. They maybe were on the edge or on the fence. It was like, oh, now I didn't
He's
know
a
who to
true
vote for.
American.
Yeah, I didn't know who to vote for.
he's a
but
true American.
He's defending the flag, so I have to vote for him.
He defends America.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So I gotta say this about 45. As much as I despise him and hate him, but he is smart marketing his politics to the right people.
He's a businessman. At the end of the day,
He knows how to do that, and that's
Exactly.
what pisses me off
A
the
failed
most.
businessman.
But he knows how to
He knows-
market,
He knows how to market.
look
and that's what pisses me off,
Mhm.
because we wouldn't be in this scenario if he didn't. That's why the whole photo op thing was such a big thing, even though he completely did it wrong. But he marketed to the Christian community.
Mhm.
But with the whole photo op, I know we bashed a lot on Trump and Republicans and all that stuff, and I get it. But I want to make it clear that Democrats are not like safe either. Like they're not saints, and that
no, not at all.
the whole like photo op with the kente cloth around their necks. They decided to do a job of a performance instead of doing a job of legislation.
Mm-hmm.
They have, instead of kneeling for change, they are the ones to make change.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we kneeling? I get it. You kneeled, whatever. But you don't have to kneel. Your kneeling is making change in the country that you want to make change in.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you're seeing injustice and you want to kneel for it, instead of kneeling for it, sit down, write a law, and fix things.
Mm-hmm.
That's your job. That's what you were elected to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I completely fully was in disagreement with it, and it's sickening to see that picture every time because it's insensitive to the black community with the kente cloth, and it's completely unnecessary to be kneeling, especially in the name of George Floyd. Man, they got kneeled on his neck to his death.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, there was a lot of things they did with that I'm completely against, and like I said, Democrats are not saints, and they're all scum at the end of the day. But that was just unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
If you want change, make it. Don't kneel for it.
Yeah.
And that's your job.
Especially if you have the power to change it too.
Yeah.
You have the power to make legislation.
That's their job.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why they are elected is to do exactly what they're supposed to do. Make change. Write the law.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah.
They go for a photo op instead. Like,
Yeah.
No.
And Mitt Romney.
And Mitt Romney too. Mitt Romney, freaking the GOAT, bro. Not really.
He voted against.
He voted against Trump on the impeachment. He was the only Republican to vote against Trump in the impeachment trials.
For, not against. Just because that sounds wrong. He voted for the impeachment.
Directly him voting towards the impeachment.
Yeah.
Yes. And is now active in protest in his community.
That's good, man. That's really
he
good.
joined protest.
Yeah.
Now, some people backlashed him because he took a picture in the protest, whatever. But I mean, he's a politician at the end of the day. He has to do that. Like, it's going to happen. But he's out there. He's voicing the anger with the group that needs to voice their anger. You know, like it's sad that Mitt Romney went against Obama and not against Trump, in my opinion. Because I think Mitt Romney would have had a way better chance of winning against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And I would much rather him right now too.
Wait, but then in 2016 he ran? He didn't run?
No,
he ran for the primary. But I'm talking about like if he wouldn't have run against, like if he would have ran against Trump instead of like Hillary. You know what I'm saying? He ran the primary.
Yeah.
But he lost the primary.
Yeah.
But if he would have, the primary, not a lot of people vote in the primary.
Oh.
Compared to the elections. In my opinion, if he would have actually made the elections against Trump, like if he would have been on the Democratic side, I'm pretty sure he would have won. Because he would have got all the Democrat votes that he didn't get in the primary, because most primaries are closed primaries. And I would have much rather him, honestly.
Yeah.
So
I mean, both parties have wrongs.
No, of course.
And I think both parties they're wrong when they don't stand up and like point out wrong things from their leaders.
Own party.
Their own leaders, you know what I'm saying? Like I understand as Republicans you may have to like try to your hardest to like stand with Trump and stuff like that, but there's some times where you really need to step away and be like, nah, that's wrong. That's messed up. And not always agree with him.
Yeah.
Like you don't always have to agree. Yeah. And the same thing with Democrats. Like they don't always have to agree with Nancy Pelosi or something. Absolutely. They can always like be like, nah, that's fucking.
And Nancy Pelosi is not a saint.
Yeah.
Not at all. And honestly, in my opinion, I don't think she should get reelected.
Yeah. But I mean, there was a lot of backlash, wasn't it, when she got to the speaker again?
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people wanted her to be speaker anyway.
No. So. But because majority rule, she won her caucus's election to be Speaker of the House. She got it.
Yeah, I agree. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on was basically Kanye. I don't know if you guys saw, like he was running on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw the reason for it.
I did. Yeah, he actually never once actually donated the Trump campaign.
Yep.
The whole reason he was
actually donated to Hillary's campaign.
He donated to Hillary's campaign, and the whole reason he was trying to, wearing the MAGA hats and stuff was just to try to get some prison reform bills passed, right?
Yeah.
To actually get an interview or sit down with Trump
Mm-hmm.
to show him his plan and his ideas.
Right, absolutely.
Which was also gave room for Kim
Mm-hmm.
to join
do-
up because
yeah.
she was doing her own stuff.
Yeah, and all that supposedly comes from GLC, I believe it is, which is one of his close childhood friends
Right.
that said that in an interview in
Mhm.
a podcast that it was basically all just a show to get what he wanted to pass to free people that didn't deserve to be in prison anymore,
Right,
or
yeah.
the case may be.
But the donation thing was proven because
Yeah, the donation
those
was
are
proven.
public records.
Those
Those
are
people
yeah.
actually looked it up.
So,
Yep.
so
And
that's
Kanye
how
actually never donated to the Republican
right.
campaign.
So that's how people found out that GLC was telling the truth. Was they fact checked it
Yeah.
pretty much, and it turned out that it was true.
and all
Yeah.
records, there's not a single
And then
record
he
that
was-
he donated to the
Mhm.
Republican
Exactly.
campaign. All records from the
Mhm.
2016 election went to the Hillary campaign.
Yep.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. He was playing Trump, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And
You got to
another
be a
thing-
con artist to be a con artist.
exactly.
And another thing as well, and I was part of this too, when everything was happening and a lot of celebrities were coming out, I was really disappointed that he wasn't saying anything and that he wasn't doing anything, or at least showing that he wasn't doing anything. And I was really disappointed because that's one of my that's one of my favorite artists of all time.
Yeah,
Probably
absolutely.
my favorite artist of all time. And I always have a soft spot for him because I know he has done a lot of wrong shit, and he's not the perfect person ever, obviously. And he's had a lot of bad times, but I always try to root for him to do the good, because I know that he has a
You
power
want
to
to see him do good.
to change people's mind and stuff like that.
He's got the influence.
Exactly. So, so the fact that when he did release that, he said that he's donating $2 million to the families and stuff like that, and then also private scholarships for George Floyd's daughter,
Yep.
and all that. That was just good to see from him.
Absolutely.
And it made me happy because I was like, damn,
Yeah.
good that you're doing something. And he was protesting in Chicago as well.
Yep.
He was in the streets.
And the best
So-
part about all that is that he has, I wouldn't say the best part, but he has remained a lot of the radio silence in Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter.
that's
Yeah.
a good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, to some, it's like, oh, he's not actively voicing his opinion, but he's not actively voicing his opinion because he's actually taking action.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, a tweet means nothing. Donations and petitions and protests mean a lot,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, I can tweet Black Lives Matter every day, and that's about all I get, so other people to see it.
Yeah.
And he can tweet Black Lives Matter every day, and that's all you'll get.
But
People to
he's
see it
actually
and people to
doing
retweet
something.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the donations, the
Yeah.
funding, the protests, that's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it was hard. It was hard to see the path that he took, the spiral that kind of just happened.
Yeah. Seeing
as-
Kanye in the mega hats really was
Exactly.
heartbreaking to me, man.
It
It
was,
really
yeah.
was.
I think for
Yeah.
everybody.
because the thing is like Jason and I have always loved Kanye West. We've always talked about it.
Yeah.
I think he's my favorite artist for sure. 100%. That man is for a long time he was my idol. I idolized him. And then, it started to go downhill slowly and it was just getting hard and hard. So
Yeah.
eventually, I came to the agreement. I'm like, you have to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
And, I love his music. I jam to it all the time. I put everything on. But, it was just he said it was hard and hard. But after this, it's damn, it makes it all worth it. I feel just dang, he did all that. He scammed the scammer. He played him and he came out on top. It is great. This is what we expected from him. This is what we wanted him.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
it
Because
was it was awesome. It was honestly awesome to read, awesome to hear, awesome to just
Yeah.
know that hey, this person who we kind of had lost all hope for is there the whole time.
yeah,
Yeah.
mostly,
Mostly, yeah.
mostly. But because for me, when the whole mega thing was going on, it was how do you go from fuck George Bush, he doesn't care about black people,
Yeah.
to hey, I'm gonna wear a MAGA hat and join this side. And to me that was mind blowing. I was like, what the
Because
fuck
Bush
just
was an extreme.
happened?
Yeah.
And this is even more extreme.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is just going on? So, I mean, if he did really play him, then like you said, it's worth it for him doing prison reform and releasing people and having people walk in the streets that don't deserve to be in prison.
Non-violent drug crimes.
On drug crimes. And I think he passed a couple other things too.
Yeah.
That him and Kim got to pass. So, I mean,
But that was their biggest push was a non-violent drug
Drug-
crime
Yep.
because it's
Mhm.
honestly unfair.
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
So
Yep. On that bombshell, it's time for us to end. So thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Los Compadres podcast. Interact with us on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube. Don't forget to check out Noel, soundcloud.com/Omën Sounds.
Quick shout out.
Got a new song out.
My boy released a new
IDK.
track called IDK. And I need y'all to
we
go
still don't
hear
know what it means.
Yeah, I don't know what the song's called either.
It's so
I don't know.
Yeah.
chill, but funky at the same
It
time.
is. It's such a good song.
Yeah.
Such a good song.
Absolutely.
You can find it on all the platforms: Spotify, Apple, Google, SoundCloud, YouTube, RedTube, Pornhub, anywhere. You can find it anywhere.
I think he didn't watch porn.
Doesn't mean I know about
he
What?
doesn't. But he looked up the song and it was there, so he just listened to it
They
there.
put it on the link.
On the link tree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Come on,
Damn,
son.
I
What
didn't.
are you
I didn't.
doing?
I didn't click the
No,
link
but for
tree.
real, check out the track. It's really good.
Really, really good. Yep. Thank you guys. See you next week.